Good evening, friends, and welcome to day one of a very Merry Makers weekend. I am one of your hosts, Julie, with PhotoFabPaperFlowers, and we will just get started very shortly. So welcome in. Hi there, welcome in, friends. Be sure to say hi. Hi there. Hello, friends. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Pardon for my hands, won't worry. I'm just pulling up the comments. Hi there. Welcome. Happy Friday. Hi, Anna. I'm trying to type and not knock my computer over. Hi there. Hi, Lupe. How are you? Hey, friends. Welcome. All right. How are we doing? We are a little earlier than my normal time on a Friday, so we will get started very shortly. So welcome. Be sure to say hi. Let us know where you're watching from. And we're super excited to have you here for a very Merry Makers weekend. And it is chilly here in Pennsylvania. Perfect day to kick off a very Merry Makers weekend. We had some snow flurries. Hey, Grace. Welcome. I was all bundled up. It was freezing. Now the wind seemed to have stopped, so I'm just going to eat my last cracker. Hopefully you didn't hear me chewing. Hey, Linda. Linda says, let's get our holly jolly on. That's right, friends. Hi, Pat. Hey, Brandy. Welcome, welcome. Feels like forever since we've been together. Even though I had vacation, we did have a tutorial earlier this week. Chrissy, my friend, welcome. We're super excited to have you live with us. How is everybody doing? We'll just give it another moment or two or three. Let's get in the festive spirit. I didn't get my nails redone, but so I still have a nice red sparkly color on from my trip to Walt Disney World. No, I'm wearing gray. I do have a Christmas sweatshirt on if you saw my stories. Hey, Vanessa, and hello to Grandma. Thank you for watching. I hope everybody's having a good week. Hey, friends. Hey, V. Welcome in our co-host for the one of the co-hosts for the weekend. Our Merry Elf V is here with us in the comments. So thank you for joining, my friend. She was looking so festive and adorable with Flores the Explorers during his video where Flores the Explorers introduced the signature drink, a very merry old fashioned. So if you missed that video, I did share it. V shared it, and it is also available on Flores the Explorers' page. So be sure to check it out. Hola, Jeanette. So be sure to check out his video for that signature drink if you would like to have it for tomorrow's. Let me make sure I wrote the name. I just came up with the name, but oh my goodness, I can't remember it. A Very Merry Ugly Sweater Sips and Spirits Soiree. So fancy. So that's for tomorrow night where you'll have all three of us live on Facebook, not in person. Unfortunately, Flores the Explorer said I was going to be flying down to Texas. I wish I could. I will not be popping in overnight. I had a very large car bill this week, unexpected, so. Hey, Michelle, if I didn't say hi, or if I did already, I apologize. But hey, friends, welcome in. We are going to be making 2 flowers tonight. The first one's a little bit larger, coming in at approximately about 4.5 inches. And then our second one is basically most of the center of this flower, just to have another little version. And she's super fun and spiky. So we're going to have lots of different textures with our new templates. So this is available from the 2024 A Very Merry Makers Weekend Mini Flower Bundle. Okay. Both Forever Petals by V and I both release new template bundles with new templates. They're always brand new when we have our exclusive events. They're available in our Etsy shops. I have it at the top of the page, and I also pinned my link here. So in the description for this live tutorial, you can get the links to both of our Etsy shops to the bundles. So V made a super fun, and I'm trying to think of the word. She has a little bit of sparkle to her. V was crazy and used some gold glitter, which scared me, and I said it makes me shake to use it, but I'm very proud of you, V, and it didn't get too crazy in your workspace, so just put it away before Flores the Explorers does his tutorial. It looks super pretty, so if you missed her video, it is also available on her page, and I shared it here. We will both have playlists on each of our business pages, and we're super thankful for you to join us here. And if you can't stay the entire time, again, they are saved here, and we just appreciate you liking, sharing, commenting, and hanging out with us all weekend long. I'm super excited to have you here with me. I am in Pennsylvania. My friend is in Texas. So unfortunately, we couldn't be together for this specific event. But who knows, in the future, maybe I will be there at a Christmas event. So we are going to be using template 3. So V used the large template. We design it as a large template, and then from there, I make my mini flower templates. So you're getting the large version with V, and we're going to make some smaller flowers with my templates. Okay? So with template 3, it comes with 2 centers, 3 leaves, 3 petals, and a sepal, all based upon that first original shape that you saw V use. In the with the purchase of the template bundle, I do provide you instructions how to set it up in your machine's design space. Now, keep in mind I use a Cricut machine. And most of the time, I'm just using my iPhone. Sometimes I do use my iPad. So those are the instructions. If not, there's plenty of instructions out there on YouTube for your machine's design space. Also, I provide the individual files, and I explain how to, again, to set it up here in the document and how I set mine up in my machine's design space. So at this point, when I wrote this document, I already had my mini flower number 3 that we're going to make. Right here's tonight's flower, and how I label them. So when I upload them, I label them in my machine's design space or my Cricut app. Center 1, center 2, just like it has right here. And I keep all the flowers that I make with mini flower number 3 in this one project. I just write the date and then any extra leaves so you can see that. So these are my master files, and when I tell you what sizes we need, I just duplicate it and put them here. So I hope that helps everyone out, and then how to upload to Cricut Design Space. Excuse me. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining. Hey, Lorena. So we are making our first flower. Our second one won't take long at all because it's exactly the same thing. I did pre-ink my flowers just because I couldn't just leave it as red. So we are going to go over our sizes. If I can pick them up. All right, so for petal 1, you're going to need 3 of them, and they're all stuck together. Petal 1 design, all right? You need 3 of them at 4 inches. So if you type in that width and you keep that image locked, your height automatically adjusts. So you can see the largest, it's going to be about 4.5 inches overall. You also need 1 of petal 1 at 3.75 inches. Now we're going to switch to petal 2 design. So it does change shape a little bit. We have a wider petal, just like in petal 1, but we also have a skinnier. So you need 1 at 3.75 and 2 of them at 3.5. Okay. Petal number 3, right? Petal number 3, we need 2 of them at 3.25. Okay. And then 1 at 3 inches. These remind me of an ornament, those long skinny ones. And then center number 1, we're going to cut 3 of them at 3 inches. So this is center number 1. So you need 3 of them at 3 inches. Again, type in the width, the height automatically adjusts. Center number 2 is a rolled center. You need 1 at 4 points. Now you will have to unlock the image size. 1 at 4.69 inches wide by 1.15 height. And then you lock the image after you type that in. And for our fun sepal, you can tell I have fun designing. You need 2 of them at 4 inches wide. She is super fun. So you can see kind of the shape she's going to take. She's, you know, depending how we style it. But hey, Kim, welcome. Hi, Maria. Say, every time I go down to the house, I go outside. Oh, thank you, V. Yeah, I have fun with it. Let's my creativity go wild. All right. I will type up your size chart and overall instructions, post it by tomorrow. Or tomorrow afternoon. We'll see. Hopefully I can read my instructions because I was watching my video and it was late at night. So for our sepals, we're going to add some veining to them. So We're going to place them down on our flower shaping mat. We're going to take our embossing stylus. So this is from my local Dollar Tree. And it has a skinny end and a little bit thicker end. I like to use the second, not second to smallest, like the larger end on here. Or you can actually use the smaller, it really doesn't matter. We're just going to draw a line down the center and a V shape towards the center. So just like how we style our regular leaves, because this is a leaf, essentially it's a sepal. It'll go on the underside. So it's going to add a little bit of texture to our, and I am going to use the smaller end. So straight line down the center, and then you do lines towards that center line coming down either side. So it creates a V shape towards that center. Now you can go over it then with the larger end just to really emboss it in there. So again, we're showing you how you can elevate your styles with the most detail available, or detail adding to it. So your center line and then your V shape towards that center. Yeah, it kept snowing, it just kind of stopped. And the wind finally subsided a little. It was freezing when I ran out to the convenience store and to the post office. I still have a winter coat though. It was like when I was driving home from Florida, friends. Each stop always gets colder. And then when I woke up in Maryland on Sunday morning last weekend, there was frost on my car. It was so cold. After being in 80 degrees, it was hard. Vanessa, I just have a hydration drink tonight, but I am using my HEB mug, which I use all the time, B. Courtesy of my friend, V. When it's sitting on the counter at work, when I go use the facilities, everybody looks at it. They're like, what is that? I'm like, it's the best grocery store I've ever seen. So we're just going to add our veining again on our flower shaping mat. So you want to use a soft foam mat. It's about 1/4 inch thick mat. And we're just doing the lines down the center. I will have a drink though when we do our party tomorrow night, our soiree. I was trying to get a live audience here in the Santa's Craft Sweatshop, as I like to call it. I'm just going over it, my lines with the wider and larger diameter to really emboss them in. Hi, Tina! It was cold, for sure. I didn't like it. I had my hood up. It was snowing pretty good. All right, we're going to flip our stack. We have them stacked from largest to smallest. Flip it over. Our first 3 petals, again, are petal number 1. They're all 4 inches. So this is Recollections Red. Comes in the 12 pack. Comes in a pack of 25. Also, it comes in 8.5 by 11, but I use the 12 by 12 size. So from Michaels, it's just the traditional red color. Now you can make this in any color that you want. And I do have a blush pink cutout. I also have a shimmer cream and a gold shimmer. So again, any colors that you want. For my red, I like to use a little bit of ground espresso around the edges. So I literally just use my finger dabber. Went down the right side, all the way around. And then I came down the opposite side. And did that on both sides. to all the petals. Okay, so again, for our 3 petals at 4 inches wide, we're going to take our 1/4 inch dowel rod, which is our green. So we're going to bring out, oh my goodness, they're all going everywhere. This is our diameter dowel rod chart that I do provide with the purchase of my dowel rod sets. They are hand color coded to make it easy to identify what color to use. They come in 6-inch and 12-inch. I am using the 6-inch size tonight. So we're going to take our 1/4 inch olive green dowel rod, and you're just going to place, I'm sorry, we're not going to do that yet. Oh my God. We're going to add the veining to each of our petals. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I love surprises. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I am messed up. It was very busy today at work. We're going to do our veining on our petals. So draw your line down the center, and then again, just like you add the texture or veining to leaves, we're going to do that to our petals. Straight line down the center, and then come down and add your veining. Straight line. So if this is our petal shape, you're going down the center and then you're adding those lines, just to show you. That's my quick drawing of what I'm doing. Okay, so draw a line down the center and then veining towards that line. So welcome in. We are super excited to be kicking off a very Merry Makers weekend. My templates do need to be machine cut. You can use, they come in PNG and SVG format to be uploaded to your machine just because of all the details. So you can see the veining. So we're just going to do that again. We're just adding a little bit of texture. Straight line down the center, you add your slanted line towards the center and then come down the opposite side. Now this step would be totally optional, so depending on your needs, it's totally okay. Hi, Brandy! Ooh, that'll be so pretty. Maria, it doesn't have to be a Christmas flower at all. I'm using a Christmas color, but like I mentioned, I did cut a blush pink just because my friend has blush pink on her Christmas tree. But this can be used anytime. This would be great in white, and I didn't cut white in this one, with some of the faux snow from Dollar Tree. So if you wanted to make it a winter flower, she's just going to have a lot of texture, as you will see. Just because of the shape and design of the petal. Esther, it's okay. Thank you for joining. We're super excited to have you. If anybody missed any of the tutorials today, because your job got in the way, like mine, you can watch them on our Facebook business pages. So we appreciate you hanging out. So again, this is 65-pound cardstock. This is Recollections Red. I inked around the edges on both sides with ground espresso. Hello, Maria. How are you? So now I'm going to take my 1/4 inch dowel rod. I'll take one of the petals. We're going to place it down in the middle of the petal, pinch it up, and roll. See, these are all going to be rolled up. So you can see by rolling the petal, the shape it's going to take. Okay, so I place it down. I'm kind of following the veining that I added, that line. Hold it with your thumb and index finger. It holds the dowel rod in place. With your opposite hand, you bring your thumb and index finger around it. With my thumb, I pinch up. Once I have a hold of the dowel rod and the petal, I let go And I just roll it between those fingers. You can see I'm pressing hard on my finger. Pinch up and roll. Okay. So we're going to take this and we're going to set this to the side, but I'm going to flip it over first. The other two of the 4-inch wide petals, I'm going to stack them. We're going to place it down in our dowel rod in the middle of the petal, pinch it up and roll. And again, I'm using the 1/4-inch dowel rod. So thank you for hanging out, everyone. I am Julie with PhotoFabPaperFlowers, or as Florist the Explorers likes to call me, PhotoFab Julie, which I love that name. I am one of your Very Merry Makers hosts this weekend. All right, so layers 1 and 2. The third one at 4 inches, we rolled the same way up. We flipped it over and we're putting it to the side. So now we're just going to stack our petals here from largest to smallest. We still have one more of petal number 1 at 3.75 inches. We're going to go ahead and use that embossing stylus with the larger end. You're going to place it down and we're going to draw a line down the center and then add your veining. Draw your lines at an angle towards it. So you'll see it on the back a little bit more. I did ink around both sides ahead of time. And it's just adding a little bit more texture. And I do like to ink my petals. It highlights the shape of the petals. And as most of you know, I am not a huge fan of red flowers or using red paper. So for me, it helps me accept what the flower looks like because of the color paper. I love red shirts. I wear them all the time, but I just don't like red paper. All right, so this one we're also going to use our 1/4-inch dowel rod, which is our olive green one. So place it down in the middle of the petal, pinch it up with your thumb, and roll. Hi, Nikita. Welcome in. This girl's going to be super beautiful. We have a full weekend ahead, and this is just day 1 of 3 where you get Florist the Explorers, Forever Petals by me, and me, Julie, PhotoFabPaperFlowers, all weekend long. Now we're switching to petal number 2. So she's changing shape a little. This is at 3.75, just one of them. We're going to use our embossing stylus again, and we're going to add that texture just like we did with our other ones. On the larger petal, you can use the larger end. Draw your line down the center, and your lines at a diagonal towards that center line. Again, just like a leaf would have the veining. And I'm going to do all 3 large ones. And then I'm going to come through with the smaller one for the skinnier petals. I'm not pressing real hard, just enough to get some texture in there. Or emboss it on there. Again, this would be an optional step, just like the inking is. Completely up to you. You can see it more on the back. So for the larger petal, I'm going to use my olive green 1/4-inch. And again, we're going to place it right down in the center there. You're going to pinch it up with your thumb and roll. Hi, Kathy! Skip, and all the large petals are on the green. On the green. You're using the green. Okay, now I'm going to take my 1/8 inch, which is my purple dowel rod. And we're going to roll the skinnier petals. So place it down right there in the center. Pinch it up with your thumb and roll. So you can see it's going to have a pointed look to it. Pinch it up and roll. So the large petal we did the 1/4 inch, and for the smaller we did the 1/8. I inked both sides and added veining to all of them. Now we have 2 of them of exactly the same size of petal 2 at 3.5 inches. And again, we're going to go through and add our veining. So with the larger end, I'm going to do the larger petals. Now, if you had, 200 of these to make, now if you had the time, you could do all the steps, but you may want to skip the veining or inking if you have to do a large number of them. Or if not, I did 600 wedding flowers and inked them all. Okay, and do the same for the second one. Again, these are exactly the same size. All Recollections red. Now my green is Jelly Bean Green from Cardstock Warehouse. It is available on Amazon though. I did order 12 by 12 from Amazon, so they do have it, and I do have it in my Amazon storefront. Is anybody traveling for the holidays, for Thanksgiving coming up? I just stay home. I just travel about 2 miles to my sister's. It's time to plan my cubicle decorating for our contest. Now, the 2 girls in my area, we're all together as a team, so we've been working on ideas. So I'll probably be working on that on Thanksgiving. All right, so for these 2, we're going to take our blue dowel rod now. Since our petals are starting to get thinner, we're going to use our 3/16 on the larger, but we're still going to use the purple 1/8 inch on our skinnier petals, okay? Now we can stack these. And roll them at the same time because they're exactly the same size. Pinch it up and roll. Oh no. Look out, Florist Explorers is at Hobby Lobby. Pinch up and roll. Ooh, Louisiana. Oh, Grace, that's good that they're coming to see you. That makes it a lot easier. You don't have to go anywhere. All right, and then the 1/8, pinch it up and roll. Everyone be safe if you are traveling. Pinch up and roll. Okay, place it down the middle of the petal, pinch it around there. Oh boy, a surprise. Now we're switching to petal number 3. How do I get them out of order so fast? Does this happen to you? I literally don't know how I do it. We have 2 of them at 3.25 again. This is petal number 3, so it does change shape a little bit again. So we're going to add a little bit of embossing again with the veining with the smaller end. I know, God knows what he will bring. Okay, add your veining, your line down the center, and then your lines towards that center line. Do you all like to add the detail? I know a lot of you are inkers. But do you like to add your veining to it, the little extra detail? Okay, so again, I just added that extra little bit of texture. I just got a pop-up that said slow connection, so I am here, so don't worry. I should have went off of Wi-Fi. I'm about the extra too. We're drawing that line down the center. I like taking the time, especially when I'm working here by myself. I find it relaxing. I know my clients appreciate the detail for sure. All right, so these two are exactly the same size. Again, get it lined up. We're going to take the 1/8 inch because now our widest petal isn't that wide. And then we're going to also use the Julie, which is the one in the 12-inch dowel rod set and the 6-inch that is not color coded. That'll be for your skinnier petals, okay? So the wider one, you're going to take the Julie. You're just basically pinching around it. Skip to the smaller one. Again, just the wider petal. Every other petal makes it easy. And then the Julie, you place it down here in the middle of the petal and pinch around. You don't have to roll it. There's no rolling, just pinch. These are going to be near the center of the flower, so there you can see it's getting super spiky looking. The last one, petal number 3, is at 3 inches wide. We're just going to take that skinnier, smaller diameter metal ball on the embossing stylus and add our veining. This will be the last one we do that to. I'm just drawing the line down the center and then the lines towards that center line to create a V shape, just like when we emboss our leaves. If you're new here with me, Julie, with PhotoFabPaperFlowers, please let us know. Thank you for stopping by. We are one big family. We call ourselves the J Crew, after my name. All right, so we have, and you can see when I embossed it, it did lift up my petals. We're just going to roll all of these with the Julie. Again, we'd call it that. It's skinnier than 1/8. It could be anything that's thinner than our 1/8, which is our purple. Whatever you have in your stash, place it down the middle of the petal, and you're just, the bottom part we can roll. For the smaller ones, you're just pinching around. Yeah, let's make a very Merry Makers Weekend go viral. Because who doesn't want to hang out with the 3 of us, Forever Petals by V, Florist Explorers, and PhotoFabPaperFlowers? We are a fun crew, let me tell you. Okay, pinch around. So we are going to keep this one on a separate pile. Now we have our 3, whoops, center ones at 3 inches. So you can see these are crazy looking. I did add my ink just on the larger petals on either side. And then what I did is on a piece of copy paper, I laid it down and I just brushed over the tips of these skinny ones. And I did that on both sides. Now we're going to take our precision scissors and we're going to cut to the left of our large petal. So what do I mean by that? Here's our larger petal. You're just going to cut a small sliver towards the center. And that helps us get our center much smaller and more compact and tight when we assemble our flower. Not a big cut because you don't want to cut off your petals. So again, we started to the left. So you should be able to see my cuts. So I'm going to do that to all 3 of these. To the left of the large petal, make a slight sliver. Oh, Sarah, well, welcome in. Thank you so much. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Again, you're going to cut in towards the center. We do have a lot of fun around here. Again, to the left, you're going to make a slight cut, and what that does is it makes our center, our very center of our flower, a lot easier and more compact. It won't open up. If you ever had that problem with some of your flowers, this way we're keeping it nice and tight. So again, those slight cuts. And you can use any precision scissors. Dollar Tree has them. I have them in purple from there. I don't know, a coral color from there. I have other fancier ones. Doesn't matter. They all work the same. Now we're going to roll our larger petals here. I have to see what I did. Like I said, I was doing this very late at night and I didn't take the greatest notes. We're just changing it up a little. We're going to take the Julie Dowrod, the non-color coded one, and we're just pinching around it. Okay, so place it right down in the center and pinch around. You're not going to worry about these little tentacle guys. Now, you can add a little bit of gold if you wanted to those edges. I'm afraid. I might do it to my very center. I know I should be daring. All right, so you can see what those look like. We're going to take the next one. Again, you're just pinching around it. So happy Friday, friends, and a very merry Makers Weekend. We're just going to pinch around. We're almost done styling, so then we can assemble our girl. And now you can kind of start to see what our mini flower is going to look like, because we're going to, or our second flower, we're just going to use this portion. Because once I created this, I was like, ooh, yeah, the center will make a pretty little flower. Pinch it up. So you're just squeezing around it, okay? Be sure to stretch before you craft, my friends, especially with, you know, we're hunching over our workspaces. I do stand almost the entire time, but I have a table or bar height table, but still we're constantly looking down. So please, you know, be careful. All right, then for our, we're going to put that on this pile, and then for our center number 2 is our rolled one. Again, you're going to unlock the image, and you're going to type in the sizes that we went over in the beginning. Now this is where you, okay, I'll be daring. Trust the process, Julie, right? So you can test your colors. So I have 2 different markers, gold here in my stash. I have a Sharpie gold, and then I have a gel. Now this one, now to test the colors on the red, you can see what they look like. I might use this, but tone it down then with the ground espresso. The gold Sharpie is more like your shimmer paper. I would say it's closer to my shimmer, the gold shimmer. This one's coming off awfully yellow for me. I don't think I can do it. I'm going to add a little bit of my Sharpie one. So always test on a piece of paper. Yeah, I can't do it. I don't want to ruin my flower and then I don't like it. We're just going to add a little bit to the tips. So put it down on a piece of copy paper. Just brush it on. Nothing, it's very haphazardly, randomly. Like I'm being brave. I'm very proud of myself. We're going to flip it over and do exactly the same thing. I'm just coloring, brushing. If I don't hit any of the paper, that's okay. It's going to give it a little bit of color. Now you could ink it a different color or gold ink or whatever you'd like. Hola, Florist Explorers. Oh my gosh. How'd you say it? Crispiration. I can't get that one out. Uh-oh, Florist Explorers is shopping for his craft. We're going to take our slotted quilling tool. And if you do need any paper flower tools, I do offer them in my Etsy shop. You can purchase single ones or paper flower starter kits, the ultimate one that comes with everything. There's some smaller ones, so depending on your needs and what you need, I'm here to help. We're going to thread one end into our slotted quilling tool. This is the hardest part, and I do have my glasses on, but still have trouble. There we go. Okay, we're going to roll it towards you a few times. I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue. So I like to use the Surebonder mini glue gun. The stand does flip up. I use the 8-inch Gorilla Glue sticks because I don't like to keep adding glue. Add a little bit of glue and continue to roll towards you, keeping that edge aligned the best you can. And then secure the end with hot glue. Sarah, I love that. Look at me. I know, Chrissy. I was brave. So now you can start to see the color. That it does have some color. Now you certainly could use any color there, but we'll stick with the gold there. Now you could do that to your little tentacles here on just those. For our 2 sepals, we did add our veining. We're going to take our purple 1/8 inch dowel rod. And we're going to roll our petals. I'm going to do these individually. So what I found is easiest is to roll from this side. So you can see these stray ones go out further on this side. I roll in from this side. So just pinch around it. Okay. You want it to have some curl to it. Now I'm right-handed, so mine come in more from the right. So you can see this is more flat. Pinch around it. Hey, Tim. Okay. Place it down the middle of the petal. Pinch around. Okay. Now it looks like a pincher bug. All right, place it down. Again, I'm coming in from this flatter edge. And let me tell you, the most craziest petals, if you're new here, make the most gorgeous flowers, I find. I guess it happens when I make the crazy designs when I'm sitting in bed drawing on my iPad. Aw, thank you, Esther. Oh, I know, you definitely... I don't know what happened here with this one, but I love it. All right, we're going to get our metal ball stylus tools out. So the ones I use frequently, if you like, which yogurt is it? Comes in the cute jars. It's so good. I can't remember who makes it now. I get it in Florida a lot when I'm there. I save these glass jars and I have my tools that I use the most in here. So these are your metal ball stylus tools. They come in a set of 4 and they have a different diameter metal ball at either end. So we just need the smaller ones, but if we were making a supersized mini flower, we could definitely use some of the larger metal ball styles. So this is the smallest and the second to smallest. We are going to use that, and we're going to roll these skinnier ones from the top towards the center to lift them up. Not a lot. We don't have to worry about it too much. Just go around and just roll those. Now you can also roll some of the tops of these petals towards you. Again, you're just pulling from the top towards the center just to give them some curl. I like to assemble my sepal petals rolled under. So now you can see. This would make a fun flower too. Again, we're going to roll these little random pieces first from the top towards the center just to curl them a bit. And then I do curl these stray ones over here on the side a little. Now here's where you can go a little bit larger just to grab them. Why doesn't that one want to roll? Look at that, we rolled 2 of them at the same time. That's some skill. So those are our 2 sepals. All right, let's go to our pile. We're going to flip it over. Layer 1 and 2 is our petal 1 at 4 inches. The first layer, I'm not going to roll the center, so I always put my finger there. Second one, you're going to roll a little bit right around the edge where the petals meet the base. I don't want to lift them up too much. You're going to add a little bit of hot glue. I'm going to look at my top 2 petals. We're going to look at a petal and bring it straight down in between and press. This I always stand when I assemble. Helps me be directly over top of my flower. And then that way it doesn't get too off center most of the time. It does happen. Your third layer is our 3.75 petal number 1. Roll right where the petals meet the base with your metal ball stylus on your flower shaping mat. Okay. Flip it over, add your glue in the center. And we're rotating in between just so we don't get off center. Now our size changed, so we want to make sure we're coming straight down in between. Now these are spiky, so they tend to get caught up on one another. Reminds me of a present bow. Okay, now we went to petal 2 at 3.75. I'm going to switch to the second to smallest. Roll where the petals meet the base to lift them up. I love a full flower. My flowers always have lots of layers, but at any time you can always stop if you want to do a different center. Perfectly okay. Look at your top 2 petals. Again, I'm shifting depending where I feel like it needs to be. I'm going to look at one of the larger petals. Place it right in between. Okay, and you're constantly turning your mini flowers to see where it goes. Now we have two of them at 3.5 inches, so you can lay them both out. Roll right where the petals meet the base. Mind blown. What? All right, look at your top two petals. Look at a petal. Again, I'm just checking to see where I feel like it needs to go. She's so cute already. She's a spike. Oh, I love the inking, and I will show you my original one. I definitely prefer this. It definitely highlights. I have a lot of signage, drainage, I'm sorry. Highlights the shape of the petal. So I'm looking at the wider ones. We're going to look at the top two petals and bring this straight down in between. Tam, you know, I added a little bit of gold to my center. I can't do the glitter. You know, it makes me shake. And then our 3-inch wide petal. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, no, wait. This one goes. Oh, no, wait. We have two of these. Sorry. It's petal number 3 at 3.25. We're still using these. Oh, my God. I am all messed up today. This is petal 3 at 3.25. We have two of these. You're going to roll right where the petals meet the base. And I press pretty hard to lift those petals up. I have had a lot of carbs, I think, over the last 2 weeks. Look at the top two petals. And again, I'm randomly just checking to see where they need to go, so that they're falling in between one another. Sometimes they get stacked, and that's okay. Oh, she's so pretty. So if you wanted to stop here, you could and pop in one of the vase fillers as we used in her large paper flower. Or she wasn't super large today. But if you wanted to match, you can definitely add some of the maybe fine glitter on the tips. Look at a petal, bring it straight down in between. So I'm going to see where I want to go. I'm going to look in this space. Now what you can use is your metal ball stylus, comes in handy. Now you can bend them back a little if you find it's getting too closed up for you. So you can see there's still some gaps like in my lower layers. That's why we still have this large petal we're going to add at the end. So again, this one would be super cute in white with some of the faux snow, which I did get more of. I'm just looking where that bag is. So this is from your local Dollar Tree. That would be super cute on a white flower. Or you could use the glitter to match your larger flowers. Now you can see our center is getting much smaller. So now we work from the center out. So in any of my documents, when you see the center out, it means we're going to work from the smallest and go backwards. Create it here, then add glue and place it in there. So we have our very center. I did use the Sharpie gold marker on the tips before we rolled it. So there is some gold there. Now we're going to take our 3 center ones, so that's center 2. We did cut with a precision scissors to the left of each large flower or petal. We're going to roll in the very center. You're not going to go around the edge. You're going to go right in the center and roll. That makes our center smaller. So again, if we didn't cut, our center would be all the way out there, like the rolled part. So right in the very center, roll. Should I add a little gold? All right, on one of them, I'll add a little gold. We're just switching it up a little bit. Let's add some. Let's be crazy tonight. Right on those little hairy parts, or tentacles. Do it before you roll, it'll be easier. And you do want to do it on both sides just because these will be standing very tall. I'm just going to do it on one of them. I think I got them. That's going to be the very center. All right, so we're going to take that rolled center, add some glue on the bottom, and I'm going to go around the flat edge. We're going to place it right in the center, and you're going to fold them up and around. And I'm going to press at the bottom to make sure it's secure. And that's another reason why we cut. So it's going to be very closed up. Now you can definitely use a different color for your center if you want to, and we will be on my second flower. Okay, now we're going to add glue on the bottom and around the sides a little bit. We want it very closed up. We don't have a lot of room. I'm going to look at these large petals and I'm going to place it in between two other larger petals. Fold it up and around. I just let it gather. I don't worry about it too much. Press. Take your next one. Add your glue. Oh, Chrissy, thank you. I think she'll be super pretty in any project or arrangement you're working on. And you can see already how fun the second flower is going to be. I love a good spiky flower, as you know. And then this is our last petal 3 that we kept to the side at 3 inches. Just roll right around where the petals meet the base. So again, I do it very monochromatic, I would say. I looked at one of my larger petals and placed it in between these two. Now again, I'm just going to fold them up, gather them, and we're going to let it'll open up however it needs to in the center here. Add your glue. Again, this all helps by doing a lot of layers from keeping your flowers from opening. I noticed what happened a lot with other templates before I designed them is they didn't have enough layers and they was never really tight in the center, and it drove me crazy because they would start to open. Look at a petal and look at 2 petals. I look the side when I'm placing this in, and it goes right in there in the center. So I'm just holding on the tentacles. Well, she is super duper fun. Again, you could use any color for that center. I just kept it. So there you can see the gold. Aww, thank you so much, Tam. Oh, you're so sweet. Now we have that last 4 inch. That makes my day. Thank you. We have the petals rolled under. We're going to add glue with them rolled under. And I like to do this, I've been doing this a while now, to add our petal the bottom layer after we create it. And I just look in between layer 1's petals and you add that in there. It starts to give it a really nice shape, especially if you're stemming. Always look at it from different angles, because if it's in an arrangement or depending on your project, you see it from all different angles. And to me, that's super important to check it to see how you like it. So she's got super duper amount. She would be super pretty as a bow on a present. Now we're going to add our fun sepals. I like to use 2. Flip them over. Add glue in the center so the petals are rolled under. Take your flower, place it right in the center. This is just super fun. Now for my second one with the petals rolled up, I'm just going to roll the center a little bit. Flip it over, so now they're rolled under. And I'm going to place where the larger petal is in between. They're exactly the same size, so it'll fill it in nicely. And now, look at that. Look at her from the side. She's so beautiful. And here's the difference between my first flower, where I didn't ink anything. Totally beautiful. But I prefer the coloring with it inked. So again, totally up to you. It's exactly made the same way. Now she's been sitting a while, so my sepals aren't as fluffy. So still super pretty, but it depends on whether you like no ink or ink, and a little bit of gold that we added in the center. I like the inking personally, but again, depending on your project, it's totally up to you. So now we're going to take, she's got some height because of her sepal. We're going to take the same concept for the center and create a second little flower. So all we need, and you can see I used gold here. So we're going to use center 1. We're still using template 3 from a Very Merry Makers Weekend mini flower bundle, template 3. So we're basically just creating our center that we had. You're still doing a rolled center, so I did change my color. So center 2, you're going to unlock the image, type in 4.08 by 1 inch high. I used Gold Shimmer by Recollections. Okay. For our sepal, we're using, again, the same sepal. I'm only using 1 at 2.5 inches by 2.49. And then we're just using 5 of center 1. All the same size at 2.5 inches. Yes, definitely, Tam. Yeah. Agreed, Linda. Thank you, Christy. All right, so 5 of them at 2.5. So what I'm going to do, again, super easy. It's the same concept. Now, do you want to add any inking to your rolled center? We certainly can. Or you can use, now since this is already gold, I'm going to add, we could add a little bit of red too. Maybe we'll wait till after it's assembled. Let's do that. So for each of center 1, I'll show you, I got some of it inked. We're still going to use ground espresso to make sure my flowers coordinate with one another. Oh my God, I'm all stuffy all of a sudden. All right, we're going to come down the right side all the way around. So this isn't a hard flower. It's basically what you just did for the center. Again, we always need like some little filler flowers for our projects. Now you're going to come down the opposite side of the larger petal only. Now you could use red shimmer paper and then you wouldn't have to ink because that would highlight the edge already. And then I do the exact same thing on the opposite side. And I do both sides because these stand pretty tall, as you saw from our first flower. Oh, it's just so fun. I can't wait to see all of your flowers and your projects. The double secret projects we have. Tomorrow afternoon, I get to assemble one. All right. Then all I do is I place it down and then I brush ink on the smaller tentacles. And this one I did. For the sepal, I already went around, but I start with the flat side. I come down the flat side all the way around. And then how do I do it? I just brush down over the other ones. And then again, you just brush on the little hairy pieces, as I like to call it. So we're just going to ink these real quick. Again, down the right side of just the large petal. Now these are we're doing a smaller size. These are 2.5 inches for center one. And then come down the opposite side. I need to add ink or get a new one. I use ground espresso a lot and I used it a lot for my wedding order, so I'm gonna used it up. All right, and then we come down the opposite side. And then I just brush each little tentacle piece on my scrap paper on both sides. And we're going to quick do that again. Thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thank you, Florist the Explorers. We're almost done, friends. We're just making a quick little second flower. Come down the opposite side. So again, if you don't want to ink or if you're using shimmer paper, you can still ink the shimmer, but already has a white core, so it kind of highlights the shape of the petal. And then I just brush the ink on, and we're going to do the opposite side super fast. So be sure to check the schedules we have posted on our pages for the full lineup this weekend. I'll be back first thing in the morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central to bring you template for mini flower. She's super pretty. Wait till you see her. And brush on a little bit on those little tentacles. And then we have a break and come back to V will follow me with a little bit of a break depending how long I go. You know, I get long-winded. And then Florist the Explorers will be back for his craft tutorial. And then we'll all be together for a little soiree, ugly sweater soiree. I'll be here in Santa's Craft Sweatshop here in PA. Again, I was trying to find a live audience, aka my friends or brother. Go down the right side. And then I come down the opposite side. So we're just doing this real quick. I'm not precise when I add ink at all, as you can see. There's no need to be. Then you can brush on a little bit on those little tentacle pieces on both sides. Right at the tips is where I do it from. All right, so for 2 of them, I am going to add a little bit of the gold to the tips. We're being crazy. I'm using my gold Sharpie just on those little tentacle pieces. Flip it over and do exactly the same thing on the opposite side. So for 2 of them, and we're going to put them in another pile, just so I don't mess it up. Flip it over. Okay. And for these 2, we're going to get our precision scissors, and you're going to cut to the left again of the larger petal, just like we did. So right here's the larger. You're going to come right in towards the center and make a slight little cut or a sliver. Again, that's going to get our center smaller, just like we did with our original first flower. And go to the left of that larger flower. Cut towards the center. So be sure to grab your coffee tomorrow morning and have coffee with me here in the craft room while I'll inspire you to make another flower. So we're going to use a piece of 18 gauge floral stem wire because these are super skinny. I'm going to do one at a time. It's a lot easier. So you're going to place that 18 gauge floral stem wire down the middle of the petal, and you're just going to pinch around it. So again, I am right-handed, so my pinching comes in a little bit more from the right. You want to keep these separate because these are our very center ones. Okay, and we're going to do exactly that same thing. Place it down the middle of that petal and pinch around. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. And bundles are 50% off. Yes, through the end of December. And as a thank you, all of my mini flower templates are 50% off in my Etsy shop. It's our early Black Friday sale through the end of the month as well. All right, and we're going to do exactly that same thing, except we're going to use the Julie dowel rod, which is the non-color coded for the 3 we didn't cut in towards the center. So 18 gauge floral wire, we cut in towards the center for 2. 3 of them, you're using the Julie, the non-color coded. And you're going to do exactly that same thing, pinch around it. We don't need these to be super rolled because these are our outer layers, layers 1 through 3. Thank you all so much for hanging out. We have lots more in store for you. I do miss having my friends. We're not together, but it's still fun. I'm just talking to myself and all of you live on Facebook. It's getting cold in here. The heater turned off at 6. The cement floor. It's cold on my tootsies. Pinch around it again, just the wider petals. Okay. And these are brand new templates, so you didn't see these before at all. For our sepal, we're gonna roll with a piece of 18 gauge floral stem wire. And again, I'm coming in more from that flat edge, okay? So just pinch around it. And mine curl more from the right. Mostly the outer edge gets curled, and that's okay. Just so it has a little bit of curl. But my center part isn't as rolled right here in the center, and that's okay. Okay. Your rolled center, thread one end into your slotted quilling tool. Hardest part. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay. Roll it towards you a few times, and then you want to add some glue. Okay, keeping that bottom edge aligned, roll it towards you and secure the end. Now, we could add some red, which I may do. Ooh, I just burned my finger. With it still on the slotted quilling tool, I'm going to add a little bit of lumberjack plaid. This is super duper inky. And I might tone it down with a little bit of brown. Because the gold shimmer paper by Recollections has some red, or has a white core, you do see it. So I am just going to add a little bit of ground espresso over top of that. So depending on what colors you use, would depend on what ink, or even if you wanted to color the tips with the gold Sharpie, you certainly could have done that. Remove that from your slotted quilling tool. Now we're going to take our outer 3 layers. Layer 1, we're not going to roll the center. Layer 2, you're going to roll with your metal ball stylus, and 3. Add glue. And now I'm just going to place these in between the previous layers. So it's all going to depend where you want them to fall. Each one is a little bit different just because of the crazy shape of these. Layer 3. I am folding them up a little bit. Oops. I'm going to fill in this gap. Look how fun she is. Now for the last 2, remember we cut in towards the center. We added gold on both sides with the tips, and we rolled with 18 gauge floral stem wire. You're going to roll directly in the center. And I got some glue strings. We're going to take that rolled center, add some glue on the bottom and around that flat edge a little. Place it in the center of one of them. I'm just going to fold up and around. I'm going to press at the bottom. Add some glue and a little bit around the sides. Okay, now I'm going to glue it into my second one. Watch your fingers. Oh my God, it's stuck. It was stuck to my finger. Even if you just needed a quick, simple one for something, that's super cute. Why not? And then we're going to add glue to the bottom. And glue it right in the center. Now, this is where I can play around with where each of the little petals should be. Oh my God, look how cute she is. Okay. Now I'm just going to roll with the petals rolled up, roll the center a little bit, flip it over, add your glue. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Shell Scott personality for sure, right? So I'll show you my maroon ones and bring them all back. And now if you want, for our project, we are going to do some leaves. You'll need some leaves. So, it comes with 3 different leaf styles. We got a fun, like, almost like a bug one. Oh, I can't, where's my white paper? Oh, shoot. Here we go. So I did ink some of these. I did add a little bit of red to mine. Just because it was Christmas. It doesn't need to be. So, I mean, we could do that on that little one. And then you have the crazy one, which I just love. Now, I used a burgundy. And then I used the red, Recollections red in the center. So again, you can keep it super simple. There wasn't a lot of contrast between these 2 colors, so I like it like this, actually, with the gold. All right, but either way, they're super pretty. For your leaves, you can take a piece of 24 gauge wire. Use your Barely Arts craft glue. I have to clean out my nozzle. I add glue over the entire petal, and then you're going to add your 24 gauge wire or anything thin because we want it to be bendable. I added about, I don't know, maybe 2 inches, bend it around, add glue over top of the wire, you attach it, and then I add a brayer roller just to make sure they're attached. And then you're going to have pieces for our project. I did do some larger ones, so now this is thicker, 18 gauge. But for this style, you can add your wire all the way up to the top. Now I will brush on some ink, but I just was in the process of trying to add that. But I do add glue all the way up each petal, even on those. But you can see these are kind of grassy looking, Christmassy, pine looking. You can do any color or 2 colors in green. And the leaf heights for leaf number 1, I did 3.5, 3.75, and 5 inches. For leaf 2, I did 5.5, 4.5, and leaf 3, I did 3.5 inches high and 4 inches. I type in the height when I do my leaves. Okay. So you want to have a bunch of different leaf sizes and larger ones for it to hang down for your project. I know, I love this one. It's like a bug. But again, you can ink your petals or not ink, completely up to you, this style that you like. And here we used a different colored center, or oops, I did use a contrasting center, but it was Recollections Red with like a cranberry. So depending on your project look. So thank you all for joining me. That's a wrap on day one of a Very Merry Makers Weekend. We're so thankful for all of you to hang out with us and for us to inspire you, or what's annoying? I can't think of inspire the on Mary, as Forrest the Explorer says. He's here to do that. So tomorrow we have a jam-packed day. I'm super excited. So again, check that schedule out. It is posted at the top of our business pages. I do have mine pinned. So tomorrow I start at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. We'll be using template 4 mini flower, followed by Forever Petals by V at 12 Eastern, 11 Central. She's going to make a flower using the large template 4. Coming in at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, a gift of inspiration. He's going to inspire the on Mary. And he's going to do a craft. Florist the Explorers. And then we'll let you know whose page is going to launch the live for all three of us at 7:30 Eastern, 6 p.m. Central for a Very Merry Ugly Sweater Sips and Spirits soiree. So grab your drinks and ugly sweater, and we can't wait to hang out with you all day tomorrow. And we so appreciate you hanging out with us today, and have a great rest of your day, and we will see you tomorrow morning, my friends. Bye.